Sonny, Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building. Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. His fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown. Here comes the shakedown. Let's go.
Yo, everybody, how you doing? King Dingbat here. Welcome to the Philly Shakedown podcast with my man JoeyShakes. After just one of the most frustrating days I can remember in a long, long time. Joey, what's going on, my man?
Yeah, just trying to hold myself together. I'm kind of shocked what I just watched today for a lot of reasons. And, I know there'll be a lot to go over, going into the week and a lot to talk about tonight. So it's unfortunate. Yeah. It's very unfortunate. So
it is. Jaden's here. John Block is here. My run. Jason, Mr. Balls is Life, Chris Bryant. Everybody who's been here, Marcus, Brandon, Greg Miller, Jesse, 1HP, Slagather, Gamer, Eagles Nation, House Cat, Wisconsin Eagle fan, Chandler, Jerry, Memphis. I'm not going to say what's his face's name till tomorrow. I'm ignoring Westy Rocks. He can ignore and hide all week. Then he comes in. I'm not talking to him till tomorrow. Playcalling, Green, House Cats, Luis Gonzalez, Nick. What is going on, everybody? Tough loss. Let me say this. To start off, I got to say this. I have to give a special congratulations to the New York Jets fans. You beat us today. You won. You guys hung in there. You won it. I was very cocky. I was very arrogant going into this game, and I have been humbled, and I have to apologize for that because this was the one game all year that I didn't have any fear of. And of course it's the game that we blow. So I have to
Hello? Hello? Are we live? I think we lost him. I think we lose you. Text him. I don't know what happened. I don't know if Yeah, I think something just happened. Hold on. Let me text him real quick. And let's see. Yeah, he'll be back on in a couple minutes. This was a for me this week. This was a game that I didn't think that was going to be a huge problem, and it was really ugly. It's very ugly. I know this team is due a loss sometime this season. I just didn't think it was going to be this week, and very humble about it. And this team just didn't show up. We'll get into the details of this game, but this between the players, the coaching staff didn't play up to par, and the Jets held in there most of the time here. I said all week, don't overstep on the Jets. It's do not keep this thing close. And, we have probably gotten the worst, probably the worst coaching I've seen all year. But
Oh, sorry about that.
no, you're fine. You froze, and I was like, okay.
It just conked out completely, threw me off and everything.
Yeah.
Just let me say, I was saying before I got cut out, I was giving the Jets fans credit. I was cocky. I was wrong. The one game I wasn't worried about all year is the one we lose. So I got to eat that. I got to eat the crow, and I give it to the Jets fans 100%, man. Shout out to the Jets fans. I apologize for being cocky and arrogant. I have been humbled, and now we move on. Green Blaze Flag, David Super Chat. He goes, I think you're right, Joey, about Brian Johnson and Jalen Hurts' relationship is too close. Yeah, so Green Blaze brought this up in my stream that he thought you were right about, the relationship between those two guys, that maybe it's actually hurting them. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it just from afar. I mean, I don't know if it was right or not, but just from afar, because I feel like there's no, there's no reprimanding. I feel like it's too friendly in a lot of ways where, I don't see much on the sideline between them two unless the cameras are just not there and we don't see much of anything. But I don't know if they hold each other accountable that much between offensive coordinator to quarterback. Quarterback's having an issue, like he just lets this thing roll and roll every single week, knowing that we do have a problem with this guy every week. That finally in this game, it has caught up to us. It's unfortunate. It sucks, but I mean, I could be right. I could be wrong. Could be the case. I don't know. But I feel like it's just too bro-ish between them two. And, right. I don't think there's much accountability. And I think maybe it is too friendly. I think Philly, what I can understand is I think the problem here is hiring from within the organization. And I think they have done this really, they almost did it with Press Taylor. And they did it, offensively with another coach that was close to Steichen that was working with the offense all year last year. We didn't think we'd have this many problems, but it has finally caught up to us with this coaching staff. I think so.
Maybe. Shakir said, David Super Chat goes, feelings are very reminiscent of the Washington game last year. Yeah, it's very frustrating like that game, and it's a game that I feel like, we should have won. We could have won, should have won, and we didn't play up to our standards. This isn't a case where we went in and this team just dominated us and just destroyed us. We just couldn't play clean. We were so sloppy the whole game. 4 turnovers. I mean, it's crazy. No. JJ Rock Philly became a member. Thank you so much, man. And welcome. Well, I guess he's joined your thing, right?
Did he? I can't tell every time this happens.
It doesn't tell on.
No,
on
I think it's you. I think it's you.
No, because he's a member for 6 months.
I don't see him on my thing.
Welcome to Dingbat Nation. Yeah, welcome to Dingbat Nation. I guess he re-upped. Okay. Thank you so much, man. He goes, we and a member for 6 months. Thank you, man. He goes, we needed this loss. Yeah. It's hard for me to say we needed this loss because you got Miami coming up. But, it really is going to depend on how they respond against Miami. You know what I mean? Wait a second. Blame my mods for you not being here. What do my mods have anything to do with you all week? I didn't stream all week. Where were you all week? See, this is a Cowboys bullcrap. You lose and you hide. Now you're trying to blame my mods time you out all week? It didn't happen, dude. You just disappeared. Franklin Davis Super Chat. He goes, glad we lost. Now they'll fix the stupid stuff. I mean, I don't even know where to begin with this shit, dude. First thing is this. Let me just say this, dude. First thing is this. You go into this game with the Niners losing to the Browns.
I know.
Niners lose. Now you got a perfect situation to get go up one game and have a game in your back pocket for that Miami game or for whatever game, Kansas City. And then you come out and do this? JJ Rock gifted 500 Philly 500 membership, 5 Philly 500 memberships. Shout out to you and thank you so much. Not sure who's getting it, but congratulations, whoever it is. Thank you. Napoleon Future, David Suchek is not going to lie. This team looks like a 10-ish 7 team. Well, I mean, they're 5-0. I mean, you're telling me they're going to win 5 more games the rest of the year, I don't know.
I mean, look, maybe they had to hit that collision course. Maybe they had to hit this moment for things to be fixed. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we gave this, early in the season, we were giving this time. We were saying, oh, it's only week 2, it's only week 3. We were giving it time. We're like, by that Miami game, that's where our deadline was, where this offense really has to start peaking, like it has to start looking consistent. Jalen Hurts passed the ball almost like 45 times. I mean, he almost like don't pass the ball 50 times in this game. Like there was nothing wrong with that. I mean, barely ran the football at all. I mean, I think things just started to get really bad. I think once Lane Johnson got hurt in this game, and then Jack Driscoll, we know he can't fucking play on the right side. We know this. So I was wondering who they were putting in at that time. I was like, well, maybe did Tyler Steen play right tackle, something like that? Nope, Jack Driscoll next man up. That's really bad if Jack Driscoll is going to be your next man. He was giving up even in red zone. Like I think when Lane Johnson went out, we got into red zone. I mean, Boston Scott barely even had the ball yet in the backfield. And he got swallowed up for 6 yards. I mean, all day Jack Driscoll was getting pushed around that right side. I mean, it's Lane Johnson, man. Like that field, that turf, like this injury report going into tomorrow is going to be down the friggin' the list is going to be this much. It's crazy. When guys are coming back, more guys are getting hurt. It's crazy. It's part of the game. I get it, but
it's crazy. Yeah, the Lane Johnson injury definitely hurt us. And they were getting they were abusing our offensive line. As good as our line was last week versus Aaron Donald, they had a problem today, and they didn't. I'll be honest with you. I had a complete tirade today on Kenneth Gainwell. Okay, no Gainwell is what I call him. I don't understand why that it seemed like to me every time you seem to get DeAndre Swift into some sort of rhythm, in my opinion, every time it seemed like he was getting into a rhythm, you pull him out for a complete series. He comes out of the game, and I don't understand it. Why do you take a weapon off the field and then put on somebody that doesn't even concern the defense? Yeah. I just don't understand it. They did it in the red zone, and then the one time they had him in the red zone, he scored a touchdown. So I don't understand what they're doing sometimes on this offense.
I can respect that they had like Swift in the passing game a lot. Like I like that they're implementing him in the passing game. He had his first receiving touchdown, which was great. Got off of like 2 guys tackling at the same time, then broke another tackle and got kept his balance while trying to recover the ball, getting to the end zone, which was great. But I feel like if they run with Swift, he gets like a 1-2 yard gain. They're just like, then they don't run for a while, like with him. I mean, they just put it in the bag for later on. Like they just totally skipped him.
They don't just take him out for a play or for 2
I know.
plays. They take him out for 2 series at a time. Guy is getting cold over there. I don't get it. Shane Davis Super Chat goes, it's time for Howie to play with the draft capital and go get Patrick Surtain. This defense needs a game changer in the secondary. The window is now. I agree. I mean, we're going to talk about the defense. We're going to talk a little about the offense. Then we will get into the defense. But I thought that the running, the commitment to the run wasn't good enough, and you didn't wear down the defensive line at the Jets at all. I was really surprised that I thought they were going to run more in the second half. I was really surprised that they didn't, and it just kept throwing and throwing and throwing, and Hurts was constantly under pressure, and there was 3 interceptions he had. I mean, 2 of those were. I can't put on Hurts. I'm like, that got her off his knee. I can't take it on him, However, on that 3rd down late in the game, 3rd and 9, first of all, I didn't understand the play, right? Why did you drop him back in the pocket on 3rd and 9? You have no timeouts. They have no timeouts. You get a first down, the game's over. Otherwise, you run the clock out and you punt. So they back him. They drop him back in the pocket. Like, why not roll him out, have a tight end coming across, and if Hurts got a wide open guy, you throw it. If he's not open, you keep it and run, stay in bounds, get down, and pump the ball. But he throws the ball, and it's a pick six. Not pick six, but it's a big interception, and it puts them down at the goal line. It gave the game away. That interception gave the game away. It's not the whole reason we lost, but it gave the game away. You know what I mean? I just don't understand what they're doing there.
Yeah, at least do something where like you're making it easier for him to get the first down. Like he's got to throw a dart like every time. Like I feel like it's always got to be like that. He's got to do like he's got to throw a dagger downfield. I mean, they're just making it hard for him. And like I just didn't agree with some of the play calls. Some of it just didn't make any sense to me.
Oh, it just aggravates me so much.
I know.
Teddy says, JoeyShakes, Brian F. Johnson is our biggest liability. I thought Johnson did a horrible job. Like Sauce Gardner goes out, right? On Saturday, he was called out last night, right? Did the Eagles even go, hey, let's add this or let's change this up now that Sauce Gardner's out. Let's do this or do that. I mean, they took one shot deep the whole game. You got two starting corners out. They take one shot deep and literally miss A.J. Brown. Should have been a touchdown. But they never do it again. They never take shots.
Yeah, I mean,
downfield, and they got Devontae Smith running 2-yard routes. 2-yard routes. It's like, and don't get me started on Devontae Smith because Devontae Smith had the worst game of his career. He can't drop that ball over the middle.
I know. I mean, that's the 30-yard line. I mean, we were out of field goal range. That was a catch and run. He could have had a lot more yards
on that. He might have scored a touchdown if he gets around that.
The AJ Brown one, the AJ slowed down on that other one. He slowed down at the end of that route.
But why didn't you take more shots downfield at times? Like when you have those two corners, it seemed like everything was just short. And I
no.
Understand it.
Think of this: no screen pass with DeAndre Swift. It's the tight end screen. Tight end. I don't know what the infatuation was with Dallas Goedert in these friggin' tight end screens. I honestly don't get it. I don't get what you're getting out of it. I really don't.
Yeah, Frank, thank you for super chat. Goes, I still think interceptions should be a wide receiver tight end stat too. 2 of the interceptions weren't Hurts' fault. The last one was 100% though. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I mean, you could do that one pass to Goddard 1,000 times. That ball's not going to bounce off his knee right to Williams. It's just not going to happen. JMB Dave for Super Chat goes, I blame Hurts same way I'd blame Dak. Unacceptable. Hurts gave the game away. That's not the whole reason they lost, but that interception gave them the game. There's no excuse for it. You've got to know. You got to understand where you're at in the game. It's third down. If you don't have anybody to throw to take the sack, you were at the 45-yard line. So let's say you get sacked at your 38-yard line. You punt, you still could pin them back. And, your defense had been stepping up in the second half. So I just didn't get it. But I really think this all comes down to the offensive coordinator. I think there's a frustration. We saw it last week with Kelsey. I think Hurts doesn't feel comfortable already with some of the things that they're doing. And then I think with the offensive line stuff going on top of it, I think it was a bad combination of the three.
Yeah, I think they've made it look. I don't know what's been going on behind the scenes, but I just don't feel like it's been getting better. I think at times it's been good, like for little short amounts of like little plays here and there throughout the games that we played so far, and then like this game is just. I mean, I don't know what I watched today with some of this play calling. It's still issues with substitutions with running backs, who to put in on what certain plays, and why aren't they doing screen passes with Swift? Why aren't they getting certain things? And why aren't they making? I don't know.
They can't even go up tempo. Every snap is about the play clock's about to run out. Like every snap, it's about to run out.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Thank God for A.J. Brown on offense, because A.J. Brown was an absolute monster once again. He was. It was brutal.
I get it.
Nitro Free Dave for Super Chat, my man. He goes, this team stinks. Lane's going down makes it worse. 5-4 is upon us. Unfortunately, go Birds. I'll believe 5-4 when I see it. I don't believe we're going to lose to Miami, Washington, and Dallas. I don't believe that's going to happen.
I don't think like Lane. I mean, Lane had some X-rays. Apparently, it's negative, and he's fine. Like right now, I mean, he's got a high ankle sprain. He'll probably be out 3-4 weeks. He could be back sooner, but
he'll be back for Kansas City. I'll bet you it'll be that Kansas City game.
I just don't want him. I just don't want him to play earlier and then play on this. And that's his bad ankle, apparently, that he's had issues with. So putting pressure on it, like I don't want to go through a thing where he's going to come back like in a couple weeks or next week or something like that, and he's going to have to play on this thing for 5-6 weeks, and then he's going to be out the rest of the year because his ankle's just going to give out at one point. So they got to figure something out. I know people have been like, I know we're talking about trade deadline stuff. Like I know people have been talking about a lot of things, like getting certain players, like getting players on this offense or this defense. It ain't going to matter down the road just because it's. I mean, you can't even coach this team right. I mean, you can't put players in the right positions to win football games right now. And the last thing I'm thinking about is getting more players. I mean, you got to think about the injuries going ahead of this week, but they got to get this thing going inside the the X's and O's. So
right. Nitro Freak, thank you for super chat. Goes, thank God for AJ Brown ? Ever since the cancer opened his mouth, Jalen keys in on him. You guys are awesome. Thank you, man. Listen, I'll be honest with you. I'll key on his ass too if Devontae Smith's dropping balls like that. Like.
No, you can't.
I can't kill AJ Brown. I understand what happened. People made a big deal, but man, he's been good for us, man. I'm not saying that every pass should be going to him, but man, when Devontae Smith drops easy passes, like down the middle, I understand why. Death Row South, thank you for super chat, because they have Hurts running a West Coast offense. They only ran the ball 20 times. There's no chemistry with the play calling. Free Hurts. There isn't. There isn't any. You're right. Thank you for super chat. Bless every super chat. He goes, hopefully we bounce back against the Dolphins. Yeah, well, that's a scary game because the Dolphins can put it. Dolphins are on a record pace for points in a season right now. Okay, they were struggling. I was watching a little bit of their game today. They were struggling against Carolina. It was like a 4 or 5 point game
or something.
And then all of a sudden, it was like, boom, they got 40 points. They can score quick, and this is going to be a hell of a test for the Eagles. And it's going to be I think this game's going to show us a lot this week because I think it's going to show us how the Eagles bounce back. I really do, because I think this week is going to be scary. Let me ask you a question offensively. Would you play Driscoll this week? Do you trust Stoutland to have Driscoll ready to go?
No, I don't. I know. How? I mean, it happened last year when Lane was out, and I was like, oh, maybe Driscoll got better. Maybe another year he gets better. I don't know, but no, I mean, it's showing you they didn't do much with Tyler Steen. Tyler Steen's a left tackle. They played him at right guard probably in the offseason. Juergens is still going to be out, so I don't know what they do here. I honestly don't. Is there a veteran out there they could sign? Somebody that could just hang in there for a few games? I honestly have no idea. But I'm not comfortable with Driscoll at right tackle. I don't care if it's not the blind side or whatnot. Doesn't matter.
Want to trade for Dillard?
And he's not playing good either. I mean, he's not playing good either right now. So, crazy.
So I guess it's about Steen, right? Can Steen play right tackle then? That's going to be the question. I don't know. I trust Stoutland to get the job done, to get this thing fixed. I think Stoutland will get, whether it's Driscoll or somebody else, he'll get them ready to go, and they'll be ready to go. I got to believe that, But as far as the offensive coordinator, boy, he really, I still don't understand why they run Hurts down on them. I mean, the first touchdown, dude, they were lucky Hurts reached in and got that. I mean, that was a bad, that whole situation was bad in my opinion.
Yeah.
Chief, thank you for the super takers. Do you guys feel Hurts has been forcing throws to Devontae Smith the last couple of weeks? I don't feel that they've been forcing it to Devontae Smith at all. I felt they did a pretty good job today. I thought Devontae Smith should have caught that ball over the middle, which would have probably been at least a 20-yard gain by the time they tackle him. No, I don't feel that. I feel like the end of the game, was it the last game of the game before where they were talking to him? I feel like they did.
Last game.
I think he's been fine. I thought today I thought Devontae Smith literally played his work.
I think it just oozed onto everybody. I think all the negativity of the offense, just how everything was going, it affected everybody. Even affected Jake Elliott. I mean, it affected everybody. I mean, it travels through every player. Like there must have just been, I don't know what was going on, like on the sidelines or whatnot, but it just seemed like everybody was just off, and it got worse.
I didn't like some of the way their heads were shaking it down.
Yeah,
Like,
they looked like they've given up.
You know, they looked defeated and they were winning. At one point, you saw Hassan Reddick on the sideline trying to talk up the offense, you know, and get it going. It's like those guys had their heads down. They're definitely frustrated on offense. There's no question about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Hurts is 9-0 versus teams with winning records. Well, good, because we need them to be 10-0 next week. You know what I mean?
True.
We need them to be 10-0. Yeah, I thought the offense, you know, we're going to see what they do. There's going to be a lot of talk about this offense this week. You know, every one of those guys are going to pretty much get it. Hurts is going to hear it. Coaches are going to hear it. And hopefully it pisses them off, you know. Franklin Davis for Super Chat. He goes, if they say anything about hot hand again, I'm going to kill someone because they clearly a lie. AJ was balling. But let's throw to Kenny G so he can drop it. Oh my God!
Yeah,
dude.
That was horrible. That's your main. That's
like he's calling for the ball and he drops it. Get his ass out of the game. I swear, every time Gainwell comes in, we stall out. I totally believe that. I swear, I believe that. I'm not even joking. I believe that, man. I swear.
Yeah, AJ Brown though, I mean, he made some. I mean, other than some missed opportunities, you know, on the one where he slowed up on the route. I mean, even that big one on the left sideline he got was great. You know, they didn't turn that into play. I felt like every time they got a penalty, like they couldn't get anything going. Like there's no rhythm to get Jalen. I mean, there's nothing. You can't give like him a few plays like. It's so hard to talk about this game. Like it's there's only a few things we can nitpick at of what good things happen. Like so much better. This is the worst from a coaching aspect. The worst game we've seen this year at the wrong time.
Do you feel that they overlooked this team? I mean, with Slay out and Carr out, do you feel like they just thought they were going to come in and beat this team? Because that's how I feel. I feel like they weren't really prepared, and I thought they did a horrible game plan. I don't think they made any adjustments when Sauce Gardner went out of that game. They said, oh, Gardner's out. Now let's adjust some things accordingly or take advantage of this, take advantage. I don't think they were ready, man. I don't.
They might have. They might have. It's unfortunate. I mean, for a team that's fighting every single week, you know, we're not winning by double digits every single. You know, we're not. You know, they're fighting every single week. I wouldn't expect them to, you know, kind of overlook a team, but you know, they just sat guys. You know, like maybe some of these guys could have played. Maybe Carter could have played. Maybe Slay could have played. I don't know, because the knee injury for Slay kind of came up out of nowhere. I don't know if there were some injuries during practice. That's why I kind of confused me a little bit. Maybe Jalen Carter could have played in this game. I don't know, to be honest.
I have a sneaky suspicion that they thought they were going to beat this team, and they rested those guys thinking that they could get through it. Lions Den says this game was embarrassing. It was very embarrassing. It was, you know, I don't know sometimes, like, what do you take more solace at? Like, is it better that you like come out and just get your ass kicked by a team like the Cowboys got their ass kicked by Arizona? Or is it better, like, if you know that you should have beat a team and you just didn't play up to what you're good at, you know? I don't know. It's frustrating, you know?
I feel like it's just one of those games, but we're taking it more serious because it's not like the Eagles had a good game and it was like a back and forth like shootout. It was the Eagles just got in their own way the whole entire game. Like the Jets played a good game, but it's like the Eagles got in their own way this whole entire game on both sides.
Well, the Eagles were literally a first down away from clinching it. I mean, it was over. You get a first down and you run the clock out. That's all they needed. And they couldn't do it. They throw a pick. Hurts throws a pick that goes down, and then you have to give them a touchdown.
It was forced too. Like it was, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
it was like he
they,
was like he started panicking in the pocket, but he didn't. He would have been better off taking the sack because clock would have kept running and you could punt the ball. But it was like he felt like he had to throw it. Like it's almost like they did not talk about the down with him and say, "All right, listen, if it's not there, keep the ball, run it, go down, take the sack. The clock. They have no timeouts. Clock is running." They didn't do that. It was like you would have thought the Eagles were down by 3 or down by 4 and needed a first down to win. It was the opposite. Thank Kelly Green. Thank you for super chat because the Eagles lose the effing Jets. That doesn't even sound right. It's never happened before. The first time we've ever lost to the Jets. It's crazy, man.
This is the first game where the Philadelphia Eagles players couldn't bail out the coaches. This was the first game where it couldn't happen. I mean, it's
right.
It's the truth. It's been happening every single week where people are making plays. I think in the second half though, which I think we'll be talking about the defense. I think in the second half we got lucky. Like the Eagles offense had opportunity. Like the 4th and 5 from the Jets that literally they could have kicked the field goal and got 3 points. They went for it on 4th and 5. That was a given to us. Couldn't maybe get points out of that. The hit on Reed Blankenship from Lazard, that the big penalty right there, which that brought him back to the 50 on, it was on our side of the field. That one we got lucky on. That was a given. Like the Eagles had so many opportunities with this offense to go score, and the Jets were just giving it to us. And there's only so much time you could take a lead. I mean, the opportunities were there. I mean, they just couldn't get anything going. It's horrible.
Yeah. Now, as far as the defensive side of the ball, I really feel like once again it was a tale of two halves because I really had problems with the way that the defense came out. Like I was really like, why are you playing so far? Like I was calling the slants. Like he's going to run a slant. He's going to throw there. He's going there. Get up on him. It's like, why do you go right back to playing off when it's Zach Wilson? Like, why do they respect Zach Wilson so much that they have to give him that kind of space? I don't understand that. And I feel like that even though that defense got tight at the end, I feel like you let the guy get a little bit of confidence or a rhythm or think he can play with you. And I thought that was a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. Aside from what we've seen from when he first got here and what he was going to do with this defense, I mean, if he's doing this with Zach Wilson and giving that much respect, then I don't know. I don't care if Slay is out. I really don't, because if you play that far back and you can't make these one-on-one tackles, I think the tackling was horrific too. I think it was really bad. Right. At times, but you're switching from you're switching from Josh Jobe is horrific. I mean seriously, like you punt the ball, you get them inside the 5 or inside the I think it was inside the 5, inside the 10, and the first play 30-yard pass first. Right. I mean, over Jobe's head, I don't know. The pass rush was definitely different from first half. The second half, the pass rush in the second half, I think it gave the offense more opportunity. They were really getting at it with Zach Wilson. They were getting in his face, and they were on the field. Yeah. They were on the field a little bit too much, but they were getting at it. They were getting some sacks here and there. They were getting some pressure. It was good. Like, it looked good. Like I said, offense just couldn't convert.
I also think that had to do with the way that they played the receivers. I think they tightened up, when they tighten up and they force them to hold the ball, there's trouble. I mean, shout out to Hassan Reddick. 2.5 sacks today?
Mm-hmm.
I think he had. Did he have 2.5? Let me see.
Thought he had
2.5 sacks. So Reddick is on a tear again. Reddick is back to Reddick. This is what we talk about. Reddick is streaky. They come in bunches with Reddick. Jordan Davis had a sack today.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jordan, he might even have a sack and a half. I have to look.
Graham had a half, I think.
Jordan Davis, Graham, Josh Sweat had a sack. The defense, I thought the adjustments, once again, in the second half, they did a great job. I felt good enough about the defense that if they would have punted before Hurts throws that interception, I don't believe that they were going to go get in field goal range. I think the Eagles would have shut them down defensively, which is what's so disappointing. But at the same time, you've got all your safeties are hurt, Joey. Every one of our safeties is hurt. You got Jobe, Ricks goes out. And they've got to do something. They've got to trade for safety. I mean, you've got to go out and trade for safety, dude. Every one of them is hurt.
Yeah, I don't know. I would read with the rib injury now. I mean, your secondary is taking more. Roby's hurt. I don't know how serious that is. The secondary is taking a toll right now. I mean, you're gonna get Slay back next week, but I don't trust her.
Guess who's coming to town? Tyreek Mother Humping Hill.
Yeah, I know. If that's one guy you want to play off the ball, it's him. You know.
Yeah,
but
if you're gonna play off the ball next week, I get it. I get it a little bit. You know. Even when they press at times, though, it's like there's a couple times where Bradbury's up at the line of scrimmage and he doesn't hit the.
He runs away.
Off the line. He runs away from him. You gotta hit him. You gotta hit him.
Yeah, there was one I seen when I was like, they showed. I forgot who the receiver was, but literally like he's right, and I'm like, okay, cool. He's playing right on top of him at the line. Yeah. It was great, and as soon as like the receiver goes up like 2-3 yards, you know, going towards his route, like Bradbury's immediately running far back. I'm just like, what is this defense? What the fuck is this? Like, I don't know what this is.
I know. That's crazy. It's so frustrating.
He's
Death
like,
Row South. I know what play you're talking about. Death Row South, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, we need to go back to our identity, which is run the damn ball. I don't like Jalen Hurts running Brian Johnson's system. Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. They're gonna have to, and we're gonna talk about the Miami game, but I think they've got to run the ball. I think they have to be okay with long, sustained drives, slowly, methodically going down the field, killing 7 minutes, 8 minutes.
True.
And keeping Miami's offense off the field. Mr. Manu, thank you so much for the Super Chat, man. Appreciate it. But I mean, next week is, you know, and I think, you know what I like, look, we're 5-1, right? 5-1. 5-1 is great. It's the best record in the National Football League. The 49ers lost. Who did they lose? A quarterback, some kid named Walker. I don't even know who
PJ Walker, yeah.
PJ off their practice squad. Okay, teams lose. You're not going to win every game. But I think what makes this game, the two things I think that make this game really hard is the way the Eagles lost this game and the fact that Miami's coming up. Those two things bother me about today, you know?
Yeah, it was a perfect opportunity to take place in the NFC, to take a lead in the NFC, which, you know, I like, damn, I mean, I thought they were going to make that field. I thought the 49ers were going to make that field goal. Like, instant. I thought that was automatic, but man, like things, I mean, it's a week-to-week league, man. Look at the Giants tonight. I mean, they kept it. I mean,
they almost won.
It's crazy, dude. It's
crazy.
You can't go by record. You can't by who's injured. You can't go by any of this shit and what team failed. We scored more points than how you scored. You can't go by that shit. It's a week-to-week league. Every week it changes.
That's it. Chief, thank you for the Super Chat. Goes, what's going on with Swift and Penny? Why aren't they using them as much? I like I said, I don't understand why they use Swift the way he does. Every time I feel like Swift, okay, he has a carry 5 yards, then he has another carry 7 yards, and then he's out of the game. And it's like, what the freak? Then it's like 2 series, and then he's back on the field. I don't get it. And Penny is a healthy. He's not even dressing. Bro.
I don't get
not
this.
Even dressing.
What are they doing? Seriously.
And Chief, thank you for Super Chat.
It's a waste of a roster spot. What are they doing with him?
This is such a bizarre comment, Dex. I'm just gonna let Joey answer this. 500. Why does it look like Joey's belly button smells like bacteria? I don't even understand what that means.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Shane, thank you for Super Chat. Josh Jobe was 2 of 7 for 38 yards with 39.6 rating. He played a solid game, but he had a costly penalty. Other than that, Bradbury didn't want to get burned. Well, they never want to get burned. They're so scared to get beat over the top that they give everything underneath, and it makes teams just basically kill you, like I always say, by 1,000 paper cuts. And in some situations, I understand it. At times, I understand it. But next week, I kind of understand it. But tomorrow or today, I don't understand it.
Can't play like this in Philly. I mean, you can't play like this at the Link. Imagine if this game was at the Link. Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
No, the Eagles should be so fired up for this game on Sunday night. And to me, this is I really think this is a big statement game about this team. I feel like this game coming up is going to tell us a lot about this team and what we're dealing with. I really do. Was it just a one week thing where you blew it and everybody kind of got together? Did the team come together? Did you fix the problems?
Do you?
Or is this going to be bothering us all day, all year?
But at this point, we've been seeing the same shit every single week.
I know.
Like it's. I can't. I mean, are we going to do this every week? Or are we going to say, oh, give it another week? Oh, next week will be the test to see what this team is made of. Like this game right here. I mean, it's the New York Jets you're talking about. Like one of the most baby-faced quarterbacks in the league. I mean, we said what we were hoping they weren't going to do in this game. Like, I don't think Sean Desai is going to move away from his off the ball coverage, and I think Brian Johnson doesn't know how to be an OC. I don't think between quarterback and OC, I don't think they reprimand each other. I don't think there's any type of accountability or what happens behind the scenes, even on the field. Like, at least if I saw Jalen Hurts go to Brian Johnson and not yell in his face, but at least show some type of emotion, that I would feel like they're gonna fix something here. But it's week fucking 6, dude.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I know, and I really felt like that Rams game. I felt like they really were coming out of it, and yeah, I understand. Dez says no way we lose against Miami. Number one, Jalen's playing Tua is personal. Jalen does not want to lose to Tua. 2, AJ would love to outplay Tyreek Hill, and 3, wearing Kelly Green at home. I know. It's gonna be a huge game, man. It's going to be crazy, And
we got to wait all day to play this shit.
I know. And we got to wait all day. No, I mean, you're right. I can't argue with you. It's week 6, and you still have these same problems. You still have not made the same, we talk about this. They have not made the same adjustments. They haven't made adjustments. They go back to it over and over again. At what point does Nick Sirianni step in and change things? I know Nick Sirianni can change an old offense. I know he can do it in season. He's done it before. You got to get back to that again because it's not working.
And it's really scary defensively. It's scary because I don't even want to say it in a bad way, but it's like Gannon's defense looked better last year than this. I mean, just. I mean, I don't even want to say it, but I'm gonna say it that defense last year looked better than this. I don't know what the difference was. I mean, look, I know Desai's doing better things that Gannon didn't do last year, but I don't know. I'm taking it the way I'm looking at it the past 6 weeks, and. Is it depth? Is it just player placement, using players to their strengths, putting them in failed situations? I really don't know, but like my mind is wandering everywhere. Like I don't know what to think anymore.
Well, listen. I think they can fix things. I think they can get back on track. I think this game. I really listen. They've had some close games. We know that. But this was by far their worst game because they self-destructed in this game in a way we have not seen them do in a long time. It's probably been a couple years since I've seen them self-destruct like this. Now, I'm not saying we haven't had close games in the past, but, last year was different. We'd score a lot of points, and then all of a sudden we would be gasping for air to win a game at the end because Gannon's defense would just give everything up. At least Sean Desai makes adjustments in the second half, and we played better defensively in the second half than we did in the first half. Gannon was the complete opposite. We played better in the first half, and then he would just go into his bullshit stuff, and we'd blow these big leads. And then we're all saying fourth quarter, oh my gosh. But we only remember these big blowouts early on. We don't remember the part that we had to hold our breath. So, I mean, there's struggles both ways. I think that they can fix it. I believe that they can. The question is do they want to acknowledge what they have to do to fix it? That is why I say I think Sunday night versus the Dolphins is going to tell us a lot. And I don't even mean necessarily that they win, but if they come out, play good, score points, make it a good game, then I'll feel a lot better going forward. But
I
right
mean,
now, yeah,
you
it's
got to
bad.
play Miami. You got to play Miami. You got 2 division games after that. You got to play Washington. You got to play the Cowboys. I mean, yeah, you got some important games coming up. Not only towards just the record in general, just towards the division too. And Washington will be ready their second time around. They'll be ready. They're always ready for us. They're ready the first game when we didn't think that. We thought that game was. We kind of found out what Sam Howell is about. In that game, but and next week should tell the tale, I guess. But can you say right now, like, what are you off the bandwagon with Brian Johnson? Are you done with him as an
No,
OC?
no, I'm not happy with what I've seen so far. I'm frustrated. But I still look at it like he's only played 6 games. He's only been doing it for 6 games. Can they make the adjustments? Sometimes, when you win, you just keep doing what you did because you won. We win. All right. Yeah, it was close to this. But they, you tend to overlook the things. It takes the loss until you really go back and look at things. So I want to see how he comes out versus the Dolphins. I want to see if they make the changes. That to me is a big thing. I'm not happy with what I've seen from him, but I'm not ready to
We might be on 2 different sides.
Because that's fair,
and that's fine. You know what I mean? That's different, and there's nothing wrong. Like, and look, I'm not saying I'm not going to support the team, or I'm not going to if I don't have, if I don't really have faith in Brian, because I don't know. I feel like if it's going to take a bad game for him to change things, then that's fine. But for me right now, I'm really not on board with it. And I'm hoping he proves me wrong, but I just don't see it right now. But we'll see. That's just I'll support the team. I'm always going to be there. You know what I mean? But comes down to Brian Johnson and his adjustments and what he's going to take out of this game going forward. I mean, your offense, okay, you lose a right tackle, but I mean, you're still intact with weapons. You got a lot. You saw what Brock Purdy looked like today. This was really the first time he was really behind in the game and having.
Warner?
Or Tom Brady. Yeah. Like really, because this has been the first time where everything has been almost perfect. Like, he hasn't dealt with injuries. He dealt with a couple injuries today, and he struggled. He totally struggled.
Yeah.
So
Shane, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, the defense wasn't the issue today. It was the offense. But I mean, that's what happens when you got 2 cornerbacks over 30. They're old and slow in the back end. Yeah, but you also have one of them didn't play. I still think that even though they're 30, they can play. I still think they can play up and man up. I don't think they're doing it because I don't think Sean Desai says, let's play off because we got 2 old corners that can't cover. No, I just think the philosophy is that we'll give you yards underneath between the 20s and we'll tighten up down in the red zone, and that's how they play. And I just hate the style of play. I don't think it matters. You could have Patrick Surtain back there. They're going to play the same way, and it's frustrating. Mark Holmes and Eternal David Super Chat, my man, goes, we missed Carter this game. I'm not worried. Can't win every game. I'd rather take the losses now than in the playoffs all night long, all night. Thank you, Mark Holmes, Turtleneck. Appreciate it.
And screw the undefeated bullshit, because it's just like, we know that they're going to be dual loss soon. Was this the right game for it to be dual loss? I'd rather, probably not. But this was a game they should have won. But the undefeated thing is done now. There's no undefeated teams in the league now, and now the pressure's off. Kind of like last year. I think they needed to lose a game, get the pressure off, reset. This should be the week where they reset, but we need to find out going into tomorrow with this injury list. And does Howie Roseman make a move this week? I mean, for now, right tackle is probably the most important thing on top of safety. So I don't know.
Where are you going to find a right tackle? You're not going to find a right tackle in season. It's just not going to happen. I can't see you finding a right tackle anywhere. Who's going to give you a right tackle? You're going to have to go out and get a safety, and you're going to have to get one of your guys, whether you stick with Driscoll or Steen. Stoutland's going to have to get these guys ready to go. J.R. Star says, hurt 7 interceptions in 6 games. Say what? Yeah, it's crazy. It's a lot of interceptions. 3 of them came today, though. So about half came today,
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's crazy. All right, Baron. Good night, man. Jason Peters is out there. Is he out there?
I don't know. I guess. I don't think he's
Yeah.
playing for anybody.
Teddy Kickers 500 shakes. I was pissed, but had some matrimonial duties, and now I can see clearly that Brian Evan Johnson is our main problem. The guy is a bum. He got the position by favoritism. Well, I don't know why he got the position. I mean, he was there 2 years.
Yeah, I mean the record, the tale of the story tells, okay, that every time they hire from within, it's always bad. It's always bad when they don't go out. And I understand with Sean Desai, he's they looked out, they went through the college ranks. They went all over the place to look for a defensive coordinator. But I don't know. I don't know what else that, Brian Johnson's going to bring to the table. With a roster like this, see, it's not like this is a rebuilding team. Like, this is a sufficient, really good roster that you're taking over here. And I don't know, I guess because he was with Shane Steichen last year and, they had a lot of time together last year that, I didn't think there'd be that many problems with the offense going to this year. Brian was with Shane, I guess they have a lot of trust in Brian. We want to keep that relationship between Hurts and Brian Johnson together because they're really close, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's been the mistake. I'm not sure. Maybe they didn't want to go out and get some new blood for that coordinator position that want to change too much. Maybe they're trying to keep similar things the same. What Steichen did, I don't know. Which he's not. I mean, it's not even close.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. No. Yeah. I'm gonna give Johnson more time. I'm not happy with what I've seen.
Yeah.
I admittedly am not happy, but I'm not ready to bail. I want to see. I really think this game, because this is the first. Listen, talking. It sounds like we're 1-5, but we're 5-1. We still have the best record in the NFL.
Yeah, it's
Teams
true.
do not change things up until they lose sometimes, and they say, you know what, it's working. We won. Yeah, it might have been close. Yeah, but you know what? Let's just keep it going. And maybe the loss will change things. That's my hope. And I think Sunday night it's gonna be a big telling sign. Mark Holmes in the turtleneck. Thank you for super chat. He goes, F undefeated, just an accident waiting to happen. Yeah, when you're undefeated, you always have that. It's always like hanging over your head that you're undefeated. It could happen anytime. Everybody's ready up to get you their best. It's true. Death Row South David super chat goes, Brian Johnson is gone next season. Bradbury's starting to look like Nnamdi Asomugha. Oh, man. The names you bring up.
I don't think it's that bad as everyone thinks.
The Eagles have the same record as the Niners. Yeah, that's true. 5-1. Obey Crazy. Thank you for super chat. Goes, pass happy every game. They need to bounce. I agree they need to bounce. I think, the first thing I would like to see on offense is, one, I'm not taking my playmaker out, one of my most explosive guys out for 2-3 series at a time anymore. That's not happening. And two, let's get Penny in there and let's see what he can do, man. Let's see what he can do. And I think they need to run more. I do.
True.
Eagles versus Chiefs week 11. Yeah, well, listen, it's going to be a hell of a game. We got a hell of a game this week. The thing is, we're playing Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio was sat on our team all last year.
Knows us in and out.
Knows that roster, knows every player, was at all our practices.
Yeah,
and now he's going to build his defense against us.
I wasn't even thinking about that at all.
That scares me.
Yeah, it's really bad.
He knows us well. I don't know why Brian hates Swift the fourth quarter. Third down and goal red zone. And in fourth quarter, it's bye-bye Swift. Like, what are you doing? I don't understand, It's just very frustrating. Hurts has a broken finger. Does he really? I didn't hear. Did you hear that?
No.
Let me see if that's true. Even if he has a broken finger, you still can't throw that ball.
I didn't see anything.
Nah, I don't see anything. Even if he does, he'll probably be okay. Listen, I think I think here's the thing. I think it's a loss. It's a bad loss. There's a lot of things we gotta fix. I don't want to shoo it, but I also don't want to act like the everything's falling apart. The season is collapsing. I don't want to overreact either to it. You're going to lose games. You're not going to go 17-0. We know that. We lost bad games last year. That Washington game was a bad loss. Horrible loss. That Minnesota the New Orleans game was a horrible loss. I know Hurts didn't play, but you would never thought you would lose to that team. So these things do happen. But to me, it's always about how you recover and bounce back. That's why I think this Miami game is such a telling game for us. If we come out and play Miami good, let's say we win, we're back on track. We're back on track, But there are adjustments that we've been crying about since the beginning of the season that they haven't made, that I'm hoping now that it's a loss, they'll have to make it. Look, I'm making adjustments. I wore the hat, the shirt. I stick with the same jersey when we're on a win streak. I don't change up. I got to change up next week. That's what you got to do. Mark Holmes in the Turtle and David Super Chat goes, the Skins loss last year made us step up, not worried. Yeah, we rattled what? Five. Torreville said he's lying about 500 injuries. Why are people lying? Who was it that said it? Time him out. Ryan Reyes, David Super Chat, man. He goes, I miss our creative RPOs from last year. They got away from the RPOs. Now, Seth Joyner made a comment like 2 weeks ago that he thinks they're going to bring it back, and they're kind of saving it for later in the season. And then you kind of go back to it and kind of throw teams off of it after they spent all season trying to figure it out. It's kind of interesting,
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't like people talking about my wife. I saw somebody doing that, so I timed them out. And I don't like talking about people's injuries. Like, why do you wish injury on somebody? I don't get it.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's not cool. TJDs, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. Oh, let's see. We can't lose with the Kelly Greens on. I know, but they did pick Miami. They're playing Miami. I mean, come on. We'll be fine. I think it's gonna be an interesting week. I want to see what happens. I want to see dude. Don't you think Howie has to make a move now? Like, don't you think?
Yeah, I don't think they could wait. I think they have to make a move this week. There's a lot of guys that are apparently available. I mean, we'll see what spices up this week, see what happens. But at the end of the day, like, we can look good on paper, but the coaching is where it's going to have to be. Sunday.
Yeah.
Hopefully this loss really pisses. It makes everybody kind of voice up their opinion this week, and I hope the players that get. I mean, I hope the coaches. I mean, I hope the players can get yelled at, but hope these coaches get accounted for too in the process, because it was horrible.
Yeah. We could literally blow out every team if we could execute in the red zone. Love you guys, and thank you for this podcast, both your channels. Thank you, man.
Thanks, man.
I listen. There was a point where people were like, "This game should be 24-6 right now." We blew a lot of opportunities. That's exactly. Adjustments may not have been made for because we are winning, and they might be thinking, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Well, no, it's broke, so now they have to fix. Yeah, I think that tends to be the way teams. I think that's just naturally how things go. So hopefully they'll make a change. They'll make adjustments. Ryan, thank you for the super chat. How about them Jets, baby? Jets, Jets. Congratulations, Jets. You won. I think you deserved it. It's tough, man. It's tough. Savvy says it was already broke. The coaches don't know how to fix it. Howie hired Nick Sirianni to be a yes man. That's it. He doesn't call plays or anything, just a random voice on the sideline. Well, let me say this, right? You're talking about a guy that took you to the Super Bowl last year. And also, you're talking about a guy in his first year who completely changed his offense in season to adjust, and we end up making the playoffs. I think he can make the adjustments. Will he? We'll see. What the hell is on my TV? But we'll see. We'll see. So it's amazing. Thank you. We'll see. Christian McCaffrey suffers oblique injury and the 49ers lost to Browns. I saw that. He tried to come back in and play. It didn't. He came back out. We'll see. So who got hurt? Lane Johnson got hurt. Who else got? Reed Blankenship got hurt, right?
Roby.
Did Roby get hurt too?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm telling you, it's like that. I mean, playing on that field is a curse, dude. It's a total curse.
Yeah, it is, and we got to play on it one more time. As Joey Shakes 500 shows with therapy, especially after a tough loss. Thank you both for what you do in Eagles community. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, Does.
Mr. Rudy Poot, thank you for Super Chat. Brian Johnson sabotaging this team. He is a one man in Philly. Get him out. He is gonna get killed all week. It's coming. It is, and I'm hoping that'll force a change. You know, Fabio, thank you for Super Chat. I want Deuce for offensive coordinator F. Johnson. We'll see, man. It's crazy. Yeah, Eli Ricks went down.
Yeah.
Too many injuries. Didn't Dickerson look slow a couple times? He was limping.
Yeah, Goddard did too. He looked like he was limping a little bit too, Goddard as well.
Yeah.
But I think,
crazy.
I don't think they're serious though.
Yeah. So we'll see. But anyways, guys, I mean, we're an hour in. It's late. No cigar video tonight. I'm so miserable about that too. But listen, Eagles lose. They're still 5-1. Let's think positive. 5-1, still the best record in the NFL.
True.
They have to make changes. And I think that this Sunday night is the biggest game of the year. I think this Sunday night, we are going to learn a lot more about this team. I truly believe that. And it's gonna be a big game,
Yeah, it's a big night, and I think hopefully everybody's hopefully just the attitude changes, and then hopefully the coaching staff goes a different direction this week. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, so I said the Jets just saved my lungs. Davey Navy, yeah, they did. Lions Dan says Eagles better not lose to the Dolphins on my cruise week, or I'm going. Oh man, yeah, they can't lose on your cruise week, man. I hope you have a great time on your cruise, but. Let me thank everybody for being here tonight. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for streaming with us and all those good things. Is there anything else, Joe, you want to say before we get out of here, man?
Yeah, it's we're gonna find out. I mean, moves are gonna have to be made this week, and I don't know when it comes to the roster itself, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I honestly don't know. Like, I didn't even watch the press conferences. I don't even want to watch them tonight. I might not. I don't even know if I want to deal with what the excuses are going to be from this loss today. We've been saying a win is a win all week in close situations, and it's starting to bite us in the ass now with these players can't take over these games for these coaches forever.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Next week's gonna be a big week.
Yeah, I'll definitely be putting out my
what the hell is that?
My final thoughts. What?
No. Yeah, I know what that is. There's like this thing that this bubble thing that pops up next to your head.
That right here? This?
No, I just saw something on your screen where like a bubble thing popped up, and it was like a thumbs up shit popped up next to your head.
My head?
Dude, I'm not seeing shit. Did you guys see that? There was some like this overlay shit. It was like bubble, 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 and then a big bubble, and then it had like a thumbs up next to your head, like gliding.
What? I don't know.
I swear to God, I just saw that.
I have no idea, dude. You saw it too, Logan? I don't know, dude. That's somebody's creeping me out.
I swear to God.
Giving thumbs out.
Dude, I swear to God, I don't know what that is.
Must be the ghost of Tom Landry or something. I have no idea. That's a new feature. What's the feature? How do you do it?
I don't know. I have no idea what that is.
Is it like a motion thing? I have no idea. Did it do it? I'm gonna have to go back and watch because I'm like Joey don't know what a kitten is. I'm like, what is he doing?
I saw
Y'all
this.
saw it. I don't know. I have no idea. I think I got like the ghost of Tom Landry here haunting me for this loss today. It's crazy. Try giving a thumbs up. Me? I don't know. I don't know.
Something happened.
All right, dude. I'll check it out. But thank you guys so much for being here. Hang in there. I will have my final thoughts on this game tomorrow, and I can't wait to move on and turn the page. That's for sure.
True. It's true.
All right, guys. We'll see you later. Oh, crap.
Yes.
I don't even have it set up. I don't even have the thing. Hold on. I thought I pulled it out. Pause on that. Definitely. Yeah, I'm probably going to I probably will watch the press conference tonight. I probably will. And it's going to be hard, but I will.
Pause.
You know, yeah, hard, but I will. Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's been a long day.
I know.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll bounce back this week. We'll get to 6-1. We'll be fine. All right, guys. You guys take care. We will talk to you later. Peace.
One more play. We had one. Yo, you gotta be motherfucking kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. We have no time for one more play.
Look at this motherfucker
What are you doing?
running from
What are you doing? What was that bullshit?
That is not right.
Oh, that's some bullshit. What was that? We had no time for one more play.
We had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
the brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys games.
Yeah, you
The
literally.
brother screwed us. The brother screwed us.
It's going to end the way
Yeah, we had